All right, guys. So I'm here with Jeff Long, the owner of Like a Pro. So Jeff has a version 3 of Pump and Focus coming out. He'll give us the date and when it's coming. And I wanted to bring him on so we can kind of break down the product, since Jeff's brand is always highly clinically dosed, very on a high end and premium. So it's great to give an opportunity to even break it down for you guys. But go ahead, Jeff. When's it coming? What do you got coming with how many flavors? And then I kind of pull it up so we can go into it.
All right, guys. So first of all, thank you, Pat, for having me on. It's always a pleasure having your favorite retail, favorite.
Of
Um,
course.
Tomorrow, the Pump and Focus releases tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a lot of anticipation, what's going on with that. A lot of people have been waiting for it. I've been talking about it for, it's got to be 6 months now. I've been talking about doing a new version, but with delays and, supply chain issues and, it just kind of delayed things. But it worked out because I had a good amount of supply of the version 2 to get rid of. So everything worked out. I am completely sold out as of a few weeks ago. So perfect timing.
There we go.
But I'm excited.
And so I'm gonna pull up the formula so that way we can kind of go into it. Is it on your personal IG page or in a Like a Pro?
It's on both of them.
All right, so
I believe it's the graphics itself is on my personal.
let me go there. Go. So there's the man himself. Here we go.
Yeah, because on my business page I had the video of the production of it, but my personal page I had the actual
Gotcha.
formula.
So
And
that's
a little update how I look today in that selfie that video next to me.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. We're looking all sharp and in shape like always. Jesus Christ. So this is version 3. Jeff, how many flavors this one has? Because I know you had several flavors on the other version.
Five flavors. I have 3 of the original flavors still: strawberry kiwi, raspberry lemonade, and fruit explosion. And then I have 2 new ones. I have the cherry pop candy, which is probably my favorite. And then we have the pink gummy candy, which is a little spin-off of my original pink starburst. So I changed that slightly to give it a little bit better, better taste, and with a new name.
The cherry pops into my perspective very quickly. It's because there's very few companies that can nail cherry correctly. Now, is this heavy cherry with sweetness on the back end, or is it sweet up front with the flavor on the back end, or?
It's a mixture of both. If you remember my aminos, I did a cherry limeade.
Yes.
That had a really nice subtle cherry flavor. It had lime at the end. This is like that cherry flavor, but with a hint of like a candy-ish to it.
On the back end, similar to lemon candy.
Yeah, but it's cherry.
Right, but and lemon candy was great. That's the whole thing.
Yep.
Lemon candy hits like right there on the mark. So if cherry's right there, that's going to be definitely a banger for sure. You might need to move that into an amino flavor too.
Yeah, you never know.
So before I pop that up, so normally, guys, this is huge right here. We got the oh my god, I'm losing my words. The ingredients that are, what's the word I'm looking for, Jeff? I'm missing it right now.
Trademark, patent.
There you go. Jesus. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day. So these are patent ingredients, guys. So whenever you see anything like this on the back of a label, these ingredients have been proven to work. They're top of the line. They're more expensive than any of the knockoff stuff. So that's huge.
Oh yeah, they're definitely more expensive. And another reason, to make this clear to a lot of people out there, because there are formulas out there and they don't use any, trademark ingredients. They just use regular generics, which is fine. They do their thing, but yeah. I use a lot of these ingredients because there's a lot more testing that's involved for the purity of the ingredient.
Yes.
So, and you have those clinical studies to back all those claims up. So those are a couple of the reasons why I use them. And plus it gives me, what do you call it? It makes me have okay, I know what's in my product. It's tested, 500 milligrams. This is exactly what they're getting. And it's 100%. When you're dealing with, generics, it's like, you have to make sure, obviously, a lot, some of my ingredients are generic, but they're also tested as well. So you just have to make sure that, you're doing your back end work, not just because someone says, okay, you're getting this. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get my product tested. I'm going to get the ingredients tested to make sure everything is where they should be,
Right. Now, because I can see the ingredients in case, and I'm going to help you guys out in case anybody can't see that good on the screen. First, what ingredients you kept in here, and then
Okay.
we'll go into the new stuff added in.
The ingredients that I kept in this formula are obviously citrulline. I kept, but I did bump it from 1-to-1 ratio to 2-to-1. So now you're getting a little more citrulline. I kept glycosides. I kept the beta
anhydrous.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can't really see the formula.
Taurine. You have
I kept taurine in there.
Mm-hmm.
Kept the caffeine in there, and then I removed a good amount of ingredients.
Yes.
I removed Pico 2, which some people are upset about. I removed Alpha GPC, which, believe it or not, a lot of people are like DM me like, "Hey man, why'd you remove Alpha GPC? It's such a great ingredient." So I explained a little bit of that in the post why I removed certain ingredients. So I'll go over that quickly in a minute. I added Vasodrive, which is an ingredient I've been waiting to use, have in my formula. And another ingredient that a lot of people aren't aware of, I think there's only one other company that used it, and I believe it's Alphaline, if I'm not mistaken, which is Purple Force. And then I added estrogen for absorption, which is another ingredient that I love for absorption of. So when I removed Alpha GPC, well, let me backtrack. When I went into formulating this, everybody knows I love loaded formulas. It's how I did things since day one. My first formula was 26 grams. I don't know. You didn't have a store then. But my first Pump and Focus was 26 grams per serving, but I had 5 grams of creatine in there. My version 2, it's about 21 or so that I have that I'm sold out now. So what I do every time I'm reformulating, I look at things as, how can I make it better? Not necessarily, okay, how can I load the formula? It's more so what ingredients are out now, new claims, the science behind newer ingredients that I can use that's going to make my product more effective.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, oh, it's 40 grams per scoop. You know what I mean? So like I said, I love loaded formulas, but this formula, the way I'm formulating now, it's like I posted, it's more of a smarter way. I'm using ingredients that are fast acting, which is why I removed Alpha GPC from the pre-workout. Because Alpha GPC, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but before it to take effect fully, it's about 2 hours in, 2.5 hours. So using it as a pre-workout, it's like you want ingredients that are going to kick within 15 minutes before you go train. Alpha GPC isn't one of those. That's an ingredient that is going to be great for a nootropic. You know what I mean? That's going to be used for hours on end. And you don't mind it kicking in 2 hours, later in your formula. So that's why I removed that. So I felt that it was something that had to be removed because it's not fast acting enough to be effective, really effective, meaning because, for a pre-workout. Pico 2 has to hit its saturation point. I believe it's 128 grams.
Yeah.
And there is some benefit using a pre-workout. But again, I want to use ingredients that are fast acting. So I basically took Pico 2 out. I have it in Peak and Power. So if people want Pico 2, it's in Peak and Power.
They can stack it.
Yep. I replaced it with Purple Force. Purple Force acts has almost like the same mechanism in your body, in your cells, the way it works, increasing endurance, increasing power, strength, and all that. But the onset is within 15 minutes. So you're getting, it's like I said, it works almost like Pico 2, but it's fast acting.
Gotcha.
you think since you follow, like, people that follow me, they know I always get these ingredients separate and I test them by themselves. So I used Vasodrive completely by itself for about 3-4 weeks straight. I've used Purple Force for like 6 straight weeks, going back and forth. I used 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams, 300 milligrams, all different dosaging to see what would be perfect of what I felt a difference in. So that's one thing about me. I use all these ingredients that are new that I want to use. I test them out before I build a formula. And then I threw in cognitive Q, which is another name for neurofactor.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is derived from cocoa beans. It's going to help increase energy, enhance caffeine effects along those natures, without the effects of the crash or the jitters and things like that, and help increase performance and endurance as well. Estrogen, added that in there for absorption of all those ingredients.
Yeah.
Vasodrive, everyone knows what a Vasodrive is. Increases nitrous oxide. And what I like about it is that once it hits, it's long lasting.
Yeah.
It doesn't kind of die off. It keeps the blood flow flowing in your body. And that paired with citrulline and the glyceride, it's an amazing
full combo. Yeah, full combo.
And I will say this, people, I had a couple questions about the Vasodrive dosage, which is 254 milligrams. That is the clinical dose. Now, people ask me why that, and I use 508 milligrams, which have been seen in a couple other formulas. And it's because this is my thing about overloading a formula where it's not really needed. If you have citrulline in the formula, you have a good dose of citrulline, you have a good dose of glyceride, which is glycerol, which is going to help pull water into the muscle. You don't need to overdose it with every single pump ingredient, because you want everything working synergy, synergistically working together. So if you overload it with too much, it almost becomes counterproductive.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. And I think in the current scheme of supplements, right? People, I think sometimes people get, how can I say it, spoiled with things that are just overloaded, but aren't realizing that maybe that synergy isn't happening. And there's certain ingredients that just aren't helping out because they're being blocked by other ingredients on that aspect. You mentioned, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and like I said before, I love loaded formulas. I mean, when I launched my brand, this year will be, the end of the year will be 5 full years. I launched my first middle of 2016, but I officially, came out with the brand beginning of 2017 was my first full year. And it's like, I'm one of the original guys who came out with a 25-gram pre-workout, and where labels where everything was transparent, because before that, you think about it, most pre's were just proprietary blends.
Yeah.
And it seems like I kind of set that trend, and companies seem to follow. Just like, I have the pre-workout, I have the intra-carbs, I have the essential amino acids, and people kind of, newer companies kind of basically followed what I did, kind of built that same kind of outline with the the EEAs, the intra-carb, but, which is fine. But, it makes me feel good that I was one of the originals to, I believe, started that trend. And all I continue to do is, if I can make something better, not just throw ingredients in a formula just to fluff it up. This formula is it's about 18 and a half grams per serving, and it's 30 servings.
Yeah.
Every ingredient in here works fast, and every ingredient is effective at the dosage that is, that's in the formula, and the formula hits. Like I said, I didn't need to put 508 milligrams of Vasodrive because it's not needed. Now, if Vasodrive was in a separate formula with, say, estrogen and citrulline by itself, okay, 508 milligrams of Vasodrive will be perfect because it's literally 2 ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have glyceride added to that and other ingredients, it's not needed.
Gotcha.
And it's not, it's definitely not me taking the cheap way out, because this formula is actually more expensive than my version 2.
Right. I get it.
I just wanted ingredients that are fast acting. That is a really good formula that is better pumps, better performance, endurance, and energy. And that's exactly what this formula is. And like I said, I don't have anything against, companies that are coming out. Like there's a company out there right now, I don't know the brand, but I think there's like 20 patent ingredients in their pre-workout.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking
about. Basically, which like I said, it's cool, but basically they took every single ingredient you could think of, threw it in a pre-workout, all massively dosed, and I might get some hate for it, but you know what? There is a shit ton of overlapping in it. And to me, it's like, I'm not impressed by it because anybody can throw the kitchen sink into a formula.
Yeah.
But when you look at it as a whole and be like, all right, let's check out this formula. Let's see how this ingredient works with this one, works together with this one without overlapping here. Like the science behind each ingredient, how it works. It's like, there's no science behind it. It's just basically, give me every ingredient, throw it in the pre-workout. Boom, I have the biggest dose, most patent ingredient pre-workout on the market. Great, it's cool,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think when people are getting upset over Pico 2, I think if a company, say like you have Pico 2 in a performance product. So it doesn't make sense to realistically have the same ingredient and overlapping things. And so say somebody wants to stack peak and power with say the version 2, right? Well, you're double stacking extra Pico 2. In reality, you just need the regular serving that's in one. So I think for stacking purposes, it makes sense. And then like you mentioned, at the end of the day, listen, man, I want it fast, man. I want it right now. I want everything to kick in. I want the endurance to be automatic.
Because it's a pre-workout.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that Pico 2 does have to be stacked for a while. It's kind of like beta alanine, right? Like, people are like, well, I get the itch, so everything's happening. I'm like, nah, not really. You need it I think the saturation is like 14 days for beta alanine.
Yeah, I think it's Pico 2 is 128 grams, if I'm not mistaken. I could be off, and I know beta alanine is a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, so you have to saturate, and then you have to take more than normal. So it's a lot of different ways.
Right, I have 4 grams of carnosine in Pico and Peak and Power.
Right.
So it's not like 1.6 grams of beta alanine. I have 4 grams. I have a great dose. I got 2 grams of Pico 2, 5 grams of Creapure, Vita Cherry. I mean, it's a kick-ass formula.
Yeah, I think it's going to do great. I think the formula's positive. It's definitely a great formula. I think if there is any negativity, it's just because people just aren't getting, what your approach is and what you're going for. And everybody's a judge. You know what I'm saying? And everybody can feel subjective, but at the end of the day, the formula, the formula is what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a pump. It's supposed to give a really good focus. And the biggest difference right now is we're going into instant activation versus a prolonging later effect. With some of the ingredients we're kicking them.
Especially now over the past year, with newer companies coming out, it's like, all right, new pre-workouts coming out, and all you see is like 5 grams, 4 grams, 4 grams, 4 grams, 2 grams, 2 grams. It's like, it's basically just taking ingredients that you've already seen, 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, look at this. It is 29 grams per serving, 40 grams. There's a pre-workout, I think it was 40 grams per serving.
I know you're talking about. What you're talking about. But it's that pre-workout that you're mentioning, because I'm not going to name it by name. It's really just high dosing 3 of the regular ingredients we see in everything. So there's nothing really unique being put in there or innovative that's in a market. And just like, listen, you're making a version 3. The version 3 should have things that are new in the market, right? Because version 2 was new in the market when it first came out. It had ingredients that weren't being used yet, were popping out. Yeah, but now it's already been done and over with. So it's time to move on into the newer, what's new in the market, what's hot, and give the people that, man, for sure.
And that was, like I said, that was the goal with this format. The goal was, I wanted something that's all the ingredients are, obviously update the formula. The ingredients work fast, and it delivers a better pump, better endurance, performance, and energy. And took me a while to get all this narrowed down because I was leaning towards doing 3D pump, which is a newer.
I've seen it, but it's in my opinion, I don't think it's anything special.
No, I mean it's the same company that does Purple Force.
Yeah.
So I had a great conversation with the owner, the creator of these ingredients. Like, if you want to talk to someone that is brainiac when it comes to ingredients, like, damn, dude, he's insane. But it's like, okay, it's like I understand the blend of 3D pump. It's like I was all excited to use it, but it's just like, okay, well, I can get better effects just doing citrulline, glycerol, and adding some Vasodrive.
Yeah. Or you could just take those 3 ingredients and bump them up even more, and then you just have those 3 ingredients separately and kind of going that way. So yeah, I've seen it, man. And that ingredient, listen, man, that ingredient, I've actually seen it pop up in another company that's launching it, and they're just launching it by itself. And I look, and I'm just
but like I said, I'm happy I stayed with this. I bumped up my, I went to 2-to-1. For some reason, I don't know why I went 1-to-1 ratio with the citrulline when I did the formula. But I mean,
it was probably, why? Because the actual clinical dosage of citrulline is 3 grams.
Yeah, it's 3 grams. Well, now there's 4 grams in there.
Yeah. So that's what it was. And because, from that time frame to now, we're seeing higher quantities, especially on citrulline, and so much eyes being put on citrulline. So, that's, again, we change with the times. That's it. We just adjust, to how the times are. So I think the formula is great, man. I think the formula is going to be good. I think the fans of the other 2 versions of Pump and Focus will be pleasantly pleased. Like, that's really, we're getting into it. Listen, if somebody doesn't like this formula, they didn't like the second formula. Like, no. That's it. Like, that's just plain as day. There's no way you're not going to like this formula if you took the second version and enjoyed it. Like, it's not going to happen. And with the way that it's changing, you're going to feel this formula a lot quicker than the previous one, which is, that's the whole point. So, listen, this formula is made for a unique crowd, right? It's not made for STEM junkies. So let's just get all that out, right?
You want, and that's what I do, because it's like, I have a lot of customers that used to be, they used to use, all those crazy stimulant pre-workouts. And then, like, once they use Pump and Focus, which is only 125 milligrams of caffeine. Now it's 100. I did raise, it's 150 milligrams of caffeine now, just a little bit more. But when they use that, it's like, they're like, I never thought I would enjoy a low stim pre-workout, because it's not like it was just 125 milligrams of caffeine. You have other ingredients there, increasing focus overall with, other ingredients. So it's like, you're not just getting all this high caffeine effect from stimulants, that you have all these other outputs of, focus and energy coming from different ingredients.
Yeah, no, I agree.
A lot of people don't understand that. It's like, well, I have this, have that, and this. They're all giving me what I need without taking 600 milligrams of caffeine.
Mm-hmm. And there is, and I know you brought up the point where, there's certain companies and certain things coming out, which, just like the one you mentioned, where there's like, it's the biggest one with the most patent ingredients and so forth. But you've used Pre's all your life, and I've used too. And there is a point where the synergy can fall off. Like, I've stacked before, multiple pump formulas together with a Pre, and I noticed that it didn't do anything significantly better than using something that hits right to the point, has the main ingredients that are supposed to be there, and creates a better pump. So, especially when we're dealing with pump, you know what I'm saying? It's, and the same thing with energy, right? We can go energy, like, say if somebody created a pre-workout, it's, somewhat energy, and they're like, well, you're missing this energy, and you're missing this, and you're missing this. Okay, so again, that's going to affect different ways, and it's not going to work what you're going for. But no, I think you have a very good point where a lot of people don't really think about that, man. And, listen, it's hard enough for a consumer to know basic ingredients, let alone like the new ones. imagine how much harder it is to realize what's in it works together correctly, and what put together can just offset certain things. You know, like a lot of people don't know that there is a point where you can have too much nitrous oxide. Like you can have too much and it becomes counterproductive to what you're trying to accomplish. Like if we're throwing nitrous oxide through our veins, we're doing something that's not normal in our bodies, right? We're expanding the blood vessels, and that's not normal. The body fights back against something that's not normal. And if we're forcing it more and more, it's going to fight back to squeeze it and counterproduct everything we're trying to do.
Plus, you want to make sure it's like what you're taking. It's like, okay, Jeff has these ingredients for his pump. He has this for energy performance. It's like, I know what I'm feeling. It's coming from these ingredients, you know, because it's very select few ingredients. Everything's like 1,000 milligrams. I mean, it's 100 milligrams of Purple Force, 100 milligrams of Cognitive IQ. So it's not like those are 1,000 milligrams. I mean, well, they can't be that high, but versus other pre's that are out there now, it's like all you see is a gram. And it's just like, well, what is working? Like, why am I feeling like this? Is it 1,000 milligrams of this, or is it this, or is it that? You know what I mean? So you're overloading so many ingredients. You don't know which is doing what. So that's another reason why it's like when I made this formula, it's like I want people to understand what they're feeling and why, and these are the ingredients why. You're getting it from this, this, and this.
Gotcha.
Like, straight to the point, effective, up-to-date science. It's that simple.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Is the map pricing changing on a pre, or is it staying the same as the version 2?
No, it's costing me a little bit more money.
I know. I seen it.
But I'm keeping, it's still the same price, you know, $59.99.
That's good.
I mean, there's a certain point, just like protein. I mean, protein right now is out of fucking control.
Yeah.
But it's come down some to where, okay, you know what? Before I could not order it. I mean, it was.
I know.
Cost wise, I mean, it was like all in your fucking $38 for me to purchase it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So it's come down some. It's still about $12 above what I was paying pre-COVID, but I'm keeping the price. It's like protein margins are already low as it is.
Yeah.
So I already told, you know, all my customers that it's still going to be 30 servings. I'm not lowering it. Like, so many brands have went from 30 to
25.
And they raised the price.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
49 to 55 to even $60 for 25 servings. I'm keeping it at $54.99 where it's been. It's 25 grams of protein and it's 30 full servings.
That's good.
And protein will be done in about 2 weeks.
Nice.
After like 5 months of not having it.
There's been a lot of people looking for it, man. There's definitely a lot of people looking for it.
Off cookie crumbs, which is a lot of people's favorite because it has the real cookies in it. It's my twist on cookies and cream. Peanut butter chocolate, not peanut butter chocolate, peanut butter cookie and milk chocolate.
Gotcha.
And then I have limited edition Christmas flavors coming.
Okay. You still have you're still doing an apple?
Yeah, I'm gonna most likely have that ready for the holidays. A brand new flavor for the holiday, and then my mint chip, I'm gonna bring that back probably in the beginning of the year. Because one thing I wanted to do with that flavor was, since it's 100% mint, I had little chocolate, tiny little pieces in there, like almost like dust.
Yeah.
That mint ice cream look for the texture. So the little black specks. So I wanted the crumbs in that to be mint as well. But during COVID, it was impossible to get. So now I'm able to get mint pieces. So now when I do bring back the mint chip, it'll have real mint pieces in it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to enhance it a lot. That's going to enhance it a lot.
And it's not mint chocolate. Everybody, like, it's crazy. When I did my protein blowout in June, I had a ton of mint chip. And it's like, okay, does nobody like mint chip? Like, it was selling steady, but not like the other flavors. So when I did that blowout, just to get rid of it, I literally had like 800 tubs of fucking mint chip. It sold in like 30 hours, all of it. Everybody who bought it, they're like, man, I can't believe I slept on this flavor. It is one of the best flavors I ever had. So now I have all these requests to bring it back.
Nice.
So I'll bring it back with, real mint pieces, which is going to enhance the flavor even more.
Listen, I miss the apple. That's what I need back in my life.
Yeah, the apple cobbler.
Yeah, that's what I need back in my life.
Don't worry, I'll have the number one holiday flavor back.
Besides the protein, you got a couple of things coming up in a pipe work now too, right?
Yeah, I've been working on for a long time now. It's got to be close. It's got to be 8 or 9 months now. I've been working on sleep recovery formula. Because ingredients like Zalaria. I mean, I was testing that last year. I used that for like 3 straight months, just different dosaging, and along with a lot of other ingredients, other patent ingredient called Levagen. Not really anybody uses it. Stupid expensive. Phenomenal ingredient. And there's like 12 other ingredients in the formula. I don't like to use the words game changer because it's very outplayed.
Yeah.
But this sleep recovery formula is definitely a game changer.
Nice.
Just because the few different ingredients that are in there, nobody uses.
Hence why it's a game changer. If it's brand new, hitting on new categories, of course. I mean,
yeah. And plus recovery aspect on top of it, because when your body recovers when you sleep.
Yes.
So I want to, not just, okay, let me just come out with a sleep formula. Okay. Anybody can do a sleep formula.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I'm going to do a really, really thought out sleep formula, and I'm going to do recovery as well, all in one.
So it's a combo, because I mean, that's what sleep really is. Like you mentioned, it's mainly for recovery.
And that's going to be right. I just finished up the flavors. I can announce the flavor. It's going to be lemon mint, or mint lemon. Yeah, lemon mint, cherry vanilla, and blueberry pomegranate.
Nice.
They're very good.
Yeah, the cherry vanilla sounds good.
Yeah,
too.
for the ingredient panel, I'll send it to you, because I sent it to a couple of people already. I'll send it to you when we get off here. I sent it to Justin.
Okay.
At your store, yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the flavor. I mean, very hard formula to flavor, but it's good.
Anything else besides that?
Yeah, I got some other stuff in the pipeline. Been working on a capsule pump formula. I have a wellness formula. I've been, kicking the can around with.
For what cater more towards females?
More towards females. I have a fruit veggie blend formula I'm working on, but it's not. You see a lot of companies, they use what is it? Not S7. There's a couple like fruit blends you see. Centra, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Like a blend. Some companies, they even throw it in a pre-workout. What I'm doing is I'm taking specific fruits that I personally like. Like I love pineapple, I love strawberries, I love blueberries and blackberries. So I'm taking those separate fruit extracts and building my own custom formula.
Gotcha.
Because anybody can take, oh, look at this. It has, 35 different fruits. And it's like, it's just a proprietary blend. You don't know what you're getting. It's like, I'd rather take stuff that I personally like, that have a ton of antioxidants, ton of minerals and vitamins, and build my own.
Right, because each fruit has different benefits, and certain ones, especially.
Yeah, it takes a lot longer. You know what I mean? It takes a lot longer because everything has to be done correctly. So that'll be definitely down in 2023. I mean, I got a good amount of stuff coming.
Nice. So it'll be an exciting, it'll definitely be exciting end of the year, and a huge 2023 coming up for sure, man.
Yep. A couple other ideas. I don't want to make the announcement. I mean, I was working on an RTD a year and a half ago.
That's a tough category, man.
Yeah, kind of I was excited in the beginning, because I was doing something that nobody has done before. And it was, all the RTD drinks out there for isolate. You have Clearway, you have all these isolate drinks, and they're all acidic, right?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, dude, big time. I can't do like,
I was
'cause I have, whew.
I was working with a company overseas. They have an office here, and I was working on doing an isolate RTD, but non-acidic. And I did it. Everything was done,
And the
but
cost was to the roof.
I wasn't necessarily the cost, dude. I couldn't get bottles.
Oh
It was
yeah.
almost a year wait to get the bottles that I needed. And it's just like it's been a year and a half, and it's like now it's like my focus is no longer on that.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to do it, I can, because I'm still in contact with the company, and all the formulations that took months and months to do to get it down pat. It's done, but it's just like,
Yeah.
is it really worth it? It's like energy drinks. It's like energy drinks. I'll never do an energy drink. And
anything RTD is difficult because RTDs you have to do insane volume. So then insane volume has to do with insane form of distribution. So you need this, like you would need massive distributors, say like Muscle Foods or Europa, to really
yeah,
provide the volume. Because I mean, realistically, because they're going to move the pallets versus you
yep,
trying to move a case or a couple cans
right, exactly.
from an online order.
Yeah, and I feel like it's almost a saying like, well, what's one more supplement company, right? It's like tomorrow there might be 10 new guys that come out with a supplement brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, what makes yourself unique? What makes yourself different from everyone else? It's like, I know people know, and I know myself, obviously, what sets myself apart and what makes myself unique. It's just the way I do things, the way I operate, the way I build formulas and how I do things. And coming out with that RTD, which is a non-acidic isolate RTD ready to drink, it's like, that's kind of a game changer. But it's like that, my focus is so far off that now because it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
My focus is elsewhere now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come back to that, but now my focus is my new pre. I got my sleep. I got fucking 6 other things in the pipeline, all jotted down on what I want to do going into 2023. I had a bar. I thought about doing a food bar here, but it's like everybody has a food bar. So, and to do a whole food bar, it's like, what's it going to be? Oats, peanut butter, egg white, almonds, nuts, peanut, same shit everyone else has.
That is correct.
So for me, it's like, I'll just avoid it.
Yeah.
I'll keep coming out with really good formulas, and just keep building my brand from there.
Yeah. Well, the brand is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best, man. I mean, that I've always been saying that forever. I'm a huge fan. Anybody that's uses or has used Like a Pro only speaks highly of the brand, and the returning customer base, just in general, for Like a Pro is gigantic because quality creates loyalty. So it's definitely going to be huge, man. You're back what, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, I get back around 3:30 Friday because I'm flying. I was supposed to fly back Saturday, but I'm flying back Friday because I had back to school night at my son's school Friday evening. But you'll have pre, yeah. The pre is supposed to be coming. Obviously, I'm not there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be delivered tomorrow late afternoon. So my wife is obviously going to be in the warehouse. My brother-in-law is going to be in the warehouse. So once that comes, she should be bringing it over to your store.
Perfect. Perfect.
Not because you can launch it. I'm launching it tomorrow night at 7. So it's like you can launch it, tomorrow night 7 p.m. if you want. If you don't have it in hand tomorrow night, you'll have it, early Friday.
Right, Friday, which is perfectly fine. So that's great, man. So guys, there you have it, man. The man himself, Jeff Long, filming right now in Florida, working on his tan and making every other dad feel horrible around him because he's so fucking in shape. So always a pleasure, Jeff, man. Guys, this is going to be great. I look forward for you guys to trying it. Again, huge Aries Nutrition is a huge supporter of Like a Pro, and love the formulas. I myself use several of them. I know that the Complete Health is my staple for life,
Oh, yeah.
in my consistent usage, and I have blood work that can fucking back up anybody else telling me otherwise. Anybody else telling me it's not fucking worth the money, then I'd have blood work to prove them wrong. And I tell them myself I'll pay for their blood work to show them how horrible their shit looks.
Oh, I know. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy about Complete Health? Like, when people say, "Man, it's $135," and it's like, yeah, and
Right.
if you buy all that separately, you're going to be spending like $300.
Well, listen, man, your average person would spend fucking $400 on sauce, right, to get all big and juicy. But
Yep.
you know, just fucking, you can't even get them to just spend $50 on a fucking basic liver support, let alone fucking blood pressure, prostate, fucking kidneys, cholesterol, artery plaque, you
Yeah.
name it. Like,
And that's what they don't. A lot of people. I mean, it's been almost 3 years since I came out with that formula. 2.5 years. You think by now people would understand like the benefits of that formula. It's like it is literally hitting every part of every major organ, cholesterol, circulation, immune system, heart, liver, kidneys. I mean, blood pressure. I mean, it literally targets everything, and the dosaging on all those ingredients is
correct.
up there.
Especially nowadays when you have companies who will make you spend fucking, that's like you said it. There's a health company out there, but you need to spend over $300 to hit every single category for your health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you could just literally have it in one fucking canister. So, but
Yeah.
but again, Jeff, thank you so much, man. Enjoy the rest of your time in Florida. Enjoy the weather. Hit the beach. I'm sure you're gonna hit the beach at least once, right?
Oh no, it's been storming. It's hurricane season.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
stuck in a. Well, you're filming in a gym the whole time, right?
Yep. Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah. Today I was in the office with the guys at their warehouse, doing all that content stuff, train there. And then tomorrow I'll be at Amp Fitness, which is, you got to look Amp Fitness up in Sarasota. Fucking sick gym.
Yeah.
So I'm filming there. I'm doing a collab tomorrow with a dude, Sebastian, from another supplement brand. So we're doing legs tomorrow together. So definitely excited to do that. I'm going to fucking make that kid puke.
That's good shit, brother. Well, listen, thank you so much. And guys, check out the new products and stay tuned for all the new hot stuff coming from Like a Pro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Always, brother.
Peace out.